Hello, 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 hello. My lovely viewers, it's your girl Nana Ifwabenial on TechChef Africa. And you know, as we do it every week, we bring you a very talented, skillful personality in tech, right? And today we are going to have a conversation centered on freelancing for software engineers. And I have no other person than Mike Perry Attara, who has a good portfolio on freelancing gigs, right? And without further ado, let's just welcome Mike Perry Attara. Hello, Mike.
Hi.
How are you? I prefer calling him Perry, right? Because it's so beautiful. I think he was the first person I got to know the name Perry.
Wow.
From, yeah.
I actually have that question being asked a lot. Some people think it's a nickname.
But what's the meaning of Perry though?
I think it has different meaning.
Okay.
I think Italians believe like traveler. Like, and I think I associate with that more.
Okay, all right.
I'm a mobile person.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so Charlie, it's the same. Mihu.
The manager.
Mihu watch it.
Oh
dear, me fan call. Yeah, so yeah, we have Mike, and before we start cooking, Mike will go and wash his hands, and yeah, I'll also get ready for him so that we can just continue. But anyways, so whilst Mike is getting ready, let me just quickly help him with tissue to clean his hands. Okay, Mike, can just keep it at the back here, then I'll continue.
I think this will be my mini dustbin.
Yeah, your mini dustbin, of course. So blue or pink?
Blue. Today Chelsea is playing.
Oh really? Today
Yeah.
Chelsea is playing.
Yeah.
So are you going to be on any bets?
Oh no, I don't bet.
You don't bet. All right.
I support Chelsea. We have to win this.
Okay, cool. Interesting. To those who are watching, which team?
Oh, but Chelsea is
Footballer
that
team.
one. It's constant.
Which football team do you support? All right, so I think we are all ready for you. Today, Perry happens to be the chef, and I am just your host. And I go by the name Nana Ifwabenial. If you are watching this episode and you like the content that we put out there, please subscribe and don't forget to hit your notification bell to receive any new episodes that we release, right? So Perry, what are you cooking for us today?
I'm cooking eto. That's just mashed plantain.
So do you have any special name for the eto?
Yeah, we just
It's
call
just
it eto.
eto.
Yeah.
All right, and what I can see that, you know, later I'll ask you if someone at home watching this wants to prepare something like that, how much do you think it will cost? But firstly, give us, mention the ingredients that you'll be using to cook.
Today we have ripe plantain here.
Okay.
We have roasted groundnuts.
Okay.
I think we have pepper, we have groundnut. Okay, we have egg, and we also have ginger here.
All right.
And we have onion.
All right, and the special ingredient, which is the red oil.
The red oil, palm oil.
Yeah, palm oil. Palm oil. All right, great. So your water with, how do we call it? I've already preheated or pre-boiled your water for you. And whilst, okay, let me just ask, Perry, for anyone who haven't heard of you before, because I know that you are one of the silent geeks in the ecosystem. Yeah, but I love you also for the fact that you contribute a lot to all social amenities that goes on in the space. But to someone who doesn't know you, who is Mike Perry? And also when you are done with that, just give us a gist about your career timeline.
Okay, so I think Mike is just a local boy who grew up in the village and just fell in love with computers.
Okay.
Yeah. So my career, I think I started off as a teacher.
Okay.
I taught for about 3 years before switching into software development full time. A little over 2 years ago. So before then, I think I started teaching myself programming. Then I participated in the Google Africa Challenge Scholarship.
Oh, interesting. You did?
Yeah, so I think that was when I really had the confidence that, okay, I can really do this software development.
Which year was that?
2018.
8 or 18?
18.
Okay. Which is 4 years ago
Yeah.
already. Okay, interesting. Actually,
2018.
Three
Oh, that's
years.
3 years. So that's what I'm saying, like a little over 2 years
2
ago.
years.
So
Okay.
that was when I really kick off my career in tech and put it that way.
So what gave you that sense of drive to, try this path in tech? Because I know that you just didn't stand up one day to say that, oh, let me just give tech a chance in my career path or in my personal life decisions. So what actually?
I mentioned that I fell in love with computers. So I actually wanted to go and read computer science. I remembered when I completed senior high school, I even had admission at Kumasi Polytechnic then, now Kumasi Technical University, to read HND Computer Science. But I didn't go. Then the next year I wanted to apply to the university. Then my dad told me, okay, he doesn't have enough money, so I should go through the teacher training. And by then they give allowance. Unfortunately, I went there, that allowance was cancelled.
Oh, that's so bad.
So that's what actually put me away from like tech. But since I fell in love with computers, I still came back and picked it up.
All right.
So that has been my journey so far.
So with your food, which one are you going to start with?
Well, I think I'll start with the plantain.
Okay.
That will
So
make more sense. So that will save time.
All right, interesting.
Time is money.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just
All right,
take
great.
this one
So currently,
after the other.
what do you do?
Okay, so I'm a software developer.
Okay.
And I also, currently I'm a freelancer, let me put it that way. And I think someone said that's how software developers say I'm unemployed. So.
Oh no, I don't believe that, because even with you not working for any company and building your own personal projects doesn't mean that you are unemployed. So speaking,
can I get a bowl?
a bowl,
Yeah,
you can just here.
No, I just want to, when I slice, I can just put them
Okay. The water inside.
Alright.
All right. So speaking of which, before we go to the number of projects that you've worked on as a freelancer, right? We want to know, with your freelancing, which platform, because I know that there are multiple freelancing platforms that people can sign onto to more of like get a part-time work to do. So which one are you with currently?
So currently I use Upwork.
Okay.
And I think that's the best, because I actually prefer working on hourly basis. So remember that I mentioned time is money.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just get paid for my time. I think the other ones we have Fiverr, but I think Fiverr, we also have Gigstar.
Okay.
But I prefer Upwork,
Upwork.
and that's what I use.
Yes.
Apart from that, I also have some personal engagement, so not on Upwork, but I also work for some clients, which I'm off Upwork.
Okay, all right, interesting. So to anyone watching who also want to set themselves up as a freelancer, right? What are the first, or let me say, what are the initial go-to things that they need to do in order to set themselves up for something like that?
So for my experience with Upwork, you need some number of experience. It's quite competitive.
Okay.
So you have to have built some portfolio projects. So if I mean portfolio project, not necessarily like, usually when we say portfolio projects, people take it to be something of like just projects that are not really in production. When I say it's not in production, like people are not using. But you are coming to build, everyone on Upwork is trying to build something that is going to production. So they want to see that, okay, you already have experience building projects for other people. I think that's the most important thing.
Oh, interesting. Speaking of which, what project was your
I think
first?
let me hit this first.
Okay.
So
Then
that
what?
will be faster. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Speaking of which, what was your first project that you worked on Upwork? I know that there is client confidentiality, but also it also serves a way of promoting their brand for them, because if the project is out, then. But if you don't mind sharing, what was your first project on Upwork and how was the experience?
My first project on Upwork was actually just building a script for someone so that he can use to fetch data from like websites. That was the first project, which was very small, I think $20.
Oh.
Yeah, and I think I spent like just 30 minutes on that.
On that.
Yeah.
Interesting. Now that you've mentioned about $20, we will come back to how to negotiate as a freelancer. Because I know that that's one thing that a lot of people find themselves wanting on, because especially if your communication skills is not up to the core and your, how do we call it, your negotiating skills is not a little bit upgraded in a certain sense of view, you sometimes end up doing more work by people paying you less for the value that you are giving them. But we will come back. We'll come back to that, right? Maybe for now we can just quickly put your.
Okay, so I think talking about the value negotiation. So the goal of every client on Upwork is kind of different. So some people just want the cheapest developer. Some people want value. Some also will say, okay, they want a mix of value and experience.
Okay.
So it depends. So you also have to know the kind of clients you want to actually work with. Okay. And I personally prefer working with someone who wants value.
Okay. Okay.
So talking about that, I think just recently I had a client who wanted to offer me $10 per hour.
Is your water okay for you? You want to take some out?
I think I'll have to pour some. Let me just use this first. So, where's the?
You can actually use.
I actually refuse that, okay, because I feel like the value I'm going to offer is more than the $10 per hour. So it's more of like a choice.
Thank you.
So someone will gladly take that as well. So.
All right. And what as a developer or a freelance developer, what is the highest cut-off payment or wages that you can get working, as a freelancer, like you can get as a freelancer?
So you can earn as much as you want and with which client. So some people are ready to pay even $100 per hour. If you are really good and you can prove that you are going to offer that value to the clients, I think they will be ready to pay you.
Okay.
So it's more about the clients and what they want.
So as a freelancer, what are some of the skills that you need to have to be qualified?
So one thing is communication. For instance, on Upwork, you have to bid for the project. So
you have to what?
You have to bid. So
What
you
does
write
that
proposal.
mean?
You make a proposal for. So for instance, someone will say, okay, I want a developer to build a website for me. So, okay, I'm a developer, I can build the website. So you have to go and tell the client, yes, I am a developer, I have this experience. I've built maybe websites similar to what you are looking for. So you having the ability to understand the clients and what they want and being able to communicate it is very important as a freelancer.
Okay. And do you, as a freelancer, is it that you are the one who usually go for the project, or product owners or project owners are the one who look for you on various freelancing platforms?
So it works both ways. So Upwork, for instance, someone can invite you to a project, and you can also bid for projects. And some of the projects are actually private. If they don't invite you, you will not see it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's how Upwork works. So some clients actually make their projects private until they invite you. So they just invite some set of like freelancers they believe are going to offer them that value.
And how do you position yourself as a freelancer to be invited into such huge private projects?
So for that is your experience having worked with like a lot of clients. So Upwork actually rank profiles based on, so let's say if I work for you, you are going to rate your experience with me, the value I've offered. So based on that, Upwork is able to determine, okay, these are the highly rated developers.
Okay.
So someone who wants like value can say, okay, which are the highly rated developers, and just focus on those people. So if you are in the down pool, like as we are started now, it becomes quite difficult. But gradually you climb up there. That's how it works.
All right, interesting. And I know that definitely all the projects you've worked on were not projects from Ghana.
So I've not really worked with any Ghanaian on Upwork yet.
But
I've built
in general, like
I've
outside Upwork.
I've worked with Ghanaians.
Okay. And in terms of experience working with outside clients versus working with a local client, can you share your thoughts on them so that it will be a form of advice, maybe some of the things that you experienced that you wish any upcoming freelancer wouldn't experience the same, say a sense of tag that you went through?
So for Ghanaians, the truth is you want someone at a cheaper rate. Very few people really want to pay someone like for the value they are offering. A typical Ghanaian will just look, okay, how much do they pay someone for this kind of work? And even trying to beat down the price. So that's why sometimes you have people, they'll go and give the project to someone who is not really qualified because they want it cheaper. Then they'll get duped or they'll not get the value. Then now they'll be chasing after other people to do the same work for them.
Wow.
So in that case, my advice is just choose your clients carefully.
Just choose your
clients carefully.
And what are some of the measures? Like if you are saying that just choose your clients carefully, then it means that there's some kind of spec that you look for in your clients before you accept any project. So if you say that choose your clients carefully, how do you choose your clients carefully?
So for instance, in Ghana, I've had people reach out to me, okay, Mike, can you build a website like this? I say yes. The first question I ask, what's your budget? How much are you willing to spend? So for instance, someone will tell you, I want a website, and they'll tell like maybe they want to pay 200 cedis, 300 cedis.
Oh my God, no.
I'm off. That's it. Just go away.
Cheap.
Just go away, because, and from experience, those people are even those that are going to stress you. And they'll come back and like, hey, I gave this guy work to do for me, he didn't do it. It's not worth it. So. But if the person says, okay, I don't know how much it costs, but sometimes they know. The truth is, I believe if I'm working on something, I also do my own due diligence.
Okay.
So if a client come and like, oh, I don't really know how much it will cost, I weigh. So sometimes legitimately. So I think in that case, it works more with my instincts.
Okay.
How I feel.
Okay. And speaking of that, I know that since we started talking, you've been saying website. Is it that you are focused on web development, or you're also specialized, you have specialties in app development as well?
So now, like website, sometimes when you say website, people think, for instance, if you go to Facebook, Facebook is not a website. It's actually a web application.
Yeah.
The whole application is like
Yeah.
the website. So those are the kind of things I do. I don't really just, but because we'll say I'm just in the web space for now.
So
but I also do mobile app using React Native.
Okay.
So, for instance, some of the projects I worked on Upwork was actually React Native.
Okay. Yeah. And full stack or just?
Full stack.
Full stack.
But most of the full-time works I've done have actually been on front end. But I think I really want to go to the back end.
Okay, interesting. Any special project that you are working on that entails a lot of back end and building of APIs, etc., etc.?
I don't have so much of them now. So, but that's one I want to really focus on. But you remember I mentioned that clients want, okay, you have done something before, so show me what you have done.
Yeah.
So all your work you are showing me is actually like front end. No one will really have that confidence in like, okay, let me give him back. No. So sometimes, hey, Master, you have bills to pay. You want to go somewhere, but okay, this is where I can really show some work on. So.
Interesting. All right, so now Mike has given us a very deep insight on some of the things that we need to look out for when working as a freelancer, whether being a beginner as a freelancer, intermediate, or a pro. If you have any experience being a freelancer in working from any of the freelance, how do we call it? Platforms. You can leave it in the comment section. And if you have any thoughts that you would also want to share, you can leave that on the comment section. In the comment section. So, Mike, what have you gotten to now with your meal?
Okay, so I think now I'm just having my pepper ready.
Okay.
So that when my plantain is ready, I'll just smash it. It's very easy to prepare.
Okay.
So for the bachelors, don't worry, you can just cook.
Bachelors, you mean those who are not seeing anyone? No.
If you are not married, you are a bachelor. Simple.
Okay, so are you single or taken?
Oh, I'm single.
Are you saying
but I'm not searching, no.
Are you saying this because of the camera? Or?
No, I'm actually single.
You're actually single. Okay, so please, you can send your CV if you're interested in going on a date with Michael. You can actually reach out to him.
And they must have money if you have money.
All right, that's
no, because now women empowerment, we have to empower the women
to get money. Yes, actually, women have money.
Yeah, so if a lady you don't have money, me too, I can't really.
What has been your experience with working with women throughout your career journey as a software engineer? Let me say your co-female developer.
So for most of the work I've done, I've worked with just very few women, but I've mentored a lot of women. Yeah, but like working professionally, I've worked with very few women.
And what do you think about women in tech, like women who are really paving the way in the software industry?
So I think a lot ladies are really doing well. Trust me.
Are you saying this or you mean?
No, like they are doing well. Seriously, okay. I have some friends who are females. I go to, I think one of them, Chioma in Lagos.
Hi,
She's
Chioma.
really good, especially when it comes to the UI.
Oh, wow.
She's my CSS queen. Yeah.
Interesting. Chioma, if you're watching, a very big shout out to you. Mike, I think your plantain is down.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Let me get it now.
Yeah. Please use this before you burn your yourself.
You know, we are told African men are strong, so.
But this one, they're not on TechChef, please. Prevention is better than cure. So as you can see, he is going to drain the water from the plantain, and he's almost done with his meal. When he comes back, we are going to have a slight conversation about the latest trend in Ghana, which has to do with Twitter. Let me just help you with this. Twitter setting their Africa headquarters here in Ghana. So you
can
just
put this
in water. Let me just.
For me. The egg. First, I prepare to heat this up. Let's see.
The red oil is zooming, so I hope that will be fine for you.
Yep.
So I'm not cooking for him, I'm just helping him remove the eggs. He says that he's a chef.
Oh yeah.
So after I vet, all right.
Do you know I've cooked choba meal before?
Oh really? Which year was that?
That was around 2006, 2007.
Oh wow.
Not like mine, but I was staying with an uncle whose wife was preparing choba, so I prepared the soup.
She owned a food joint.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I actually prepared the soup in the evening, cooked the banku in the morning.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me decrease this for you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh really?
Yep.
Charlotte, then your wife no go suffer or
That's why I said she must have money.
Okay, so it doesn't matter, you will do the cooking, but she must have money to support the home. Women empowerment, you know. Mike is empowering
I'm
all
joking.
women.
I'm joking. Before someone come and tell me.
All women. Oh, this is not about joking.
No, but
this is more like a
seriously.
motivation.
No,
Yeah.
but seriously. I'm not saying like I'll be cooking. Oh, but I don't have problem really cooking.
Okay.
But it is not something like maybe because the lady has money, I'm going to just turn into a house husband or how they put housewife. Not really.
Oh, don't worry. With the help of technology, and you already know you love working from home, you can still combine that.
Helping her. So I think my oil can be here.
Okay.
Let me get this. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is just to smash the plantain. So it's quite easy to prepare.
Can you mention the kitchen tool you're using to smash your plantain? You know, I was about to say chicken tool.
This, I will not mention any name.
Oh.
We can Google it. We can
No.
Google it. For me, Google is my friend.
Okay, in Fancy or in Chi, what's the name of this?
Hey, I know this is Ariwa, but this, I have to go and ask my grandmother. Seriously.
Okay, we Fancies call it apotoriwa.
Ah, so that's all.
And this is, what's it? And this one we call it asanka.
Asanka. Yeah.
Yes. So now you know. But I'll still wait for you to go and ask your grandmom and share that with me later when we meet. All right, great. So now, Mike, I know that you never forgo any trend that comes within our tech ecosystem. And now the latest news that we are all speculating
we are all
about.
going to Twitter. So, for the trends update, it's just good news and bad news.
Currently,
good news
the one we know of is
good news for developers and
not
people
just
working in tech.
Yeah,
Bad news for employers who don't value their developers.
that's true. But let's speak about the positive aspect of it, the benefits of it. So, how did you feel when you heard that Twitter is coming to operate here in Ghana, and especially Twitter establishing their headquarters of Africa here in Ghana?
So I think I was really happy because this is one of the things we have always been advocating for. Microsoft is in Nigeria, Google is in Nigeria.
And I think Facebook too as
well. Facebook is coming to Nigeria.
I think Facebook is already at Nigeria.
They
are yet to come, but they have a school in Nigeria.
They are actually thinking of setting a product in
Nigeria. Okay.
So it is actually a welcoming news.
Here they have more reasons to thrive, to how do we call it, come to the level of career point that they want to be at. Now let's look at the negative aspect of it. I don't think there is a negative aspect of it though. The only point that kind of break down, I know that relationships are going to be broken. Friendships are going to be a whole lot of them.
But when we make more money, we'll make more friends. Yeah. For that, like, I don't think the relationship that may get broken, that's why I say bad news for like employers. You know, but the truth is, if you value your people, you really want them to grow. So that's just it. They should just know, okay, some of them are going to lose their best engineers too. And also, once Twitter is here, most of these big techs are going to come. For me, that's the...
More of like Twitter have set the gateway
for others to follow. Because one came to, I think Amazon came to South Africa first. Then Microsoft and Google also followed to Nigeria and Kenya. So this is good for the tech ecosystem in general in Ghana.
All right.
Yeah, I think my plantain is quite soft, but we are going to manage this.
All right, so your poto is done. Will you need anything from here before I clear it?
No, I think we are good to go with this. So all I'll just do is just have some nuts and onion.
So while we're about to eat, right? I just have a fun question to ask, more of like we trying to get to know you more. Oh wow.
Yep.
The garnishing no be small garnishing, no. Interesting. So it means that it always has to be a roasted granules.
Yeah. But some people actually also use the paste, but they grind it with the pepper.
Okay.
And usually, you see, because this plantain is also quite soft, so sometimes you can also mix it with the regular one, the unripe one.
Okay.
Yeah, so that one.
So it is not just ripe.
Right, no.
You can actually use unripe.
You can even use cocoyam, and I even prefer that one roasted, not even cooked. That's the best.
Really?
Yeah.
Roasted cocoyam?
Yeah.
For eto?
Yes.
Interesting. You come back and share this recipe with us. Definitely. So guys, we are almost through with today's episode. Mike Perry is done with his recipe. Today we just covered about some of the things that we need to look out for or watch out for, both as a freelancer and also product owners who outsource their project to freelancers. We also cover something about negotiating well with a product owner before you accept a freelancing gig. Then we ended the conversation with the latest news. The latest news in Ghana, which is Twitter setting their headquarters for Africa here in Ghana. And before we bring this program to an end, we are yet to taste, I am yet, yeah, to taste his food. What he's going to do now is to serve me. I will eat and
This is
give a verdict, right, to his meal, give a marks to his meal, then I'll let you know whether it tastes good. Poor, no,
will
never
definitely
be poor.
taste good.
Taste good or bad, yeah. So maybe I'll just bring the chairs for us to settle, then we get to taste the food and all. All right, guys, we are done. Michael is done with his lovely appetizing food. I can't wait to chop. Yeah, but Michael, I want to say thank you very much for joining us today, and we really appreciate your knowledge that you've shared as a freelancer software engineer. And before we eat the food, we want you to look straight into the camera, and if you have any advice to share with any upcoming freelancer or people already in the freelancing space, just share it by looking into the camera. And yeah, you can just go ahead now.
So I think what I always say this: whatever you are passionate about, just make the commitment. Keep working at it. There are times you may hit stumbling blocks. Have a team of people who are ready to support you, who have done, who have gone on the journey you are trying to go. Not necessarily the same thing. So sometimes what you want to do is quite different from what every other person is doing. But definitely they have also gone through some challenges. They'll be able to share their experiences with you, and in that way to also motivate you. But also remember that when you put in the work, it may take time, but definitely it may yield the results. Yeah.
All right. It may take time, but definitely the results will yield one way or the other. So Michael, thank you very much once again. And on behalf of the TechChef team, we want to say God bless you for coming on TechChef Africa today. And as you can see, dream, chop, create, and repeat.
Wow.
So he dreamt about the food. He came, he chopped the vegetables and everything. He cooked for us, and yeah, by cooking means he created, and now
Beautiful.
we are about to repeat by eating the food over and over and over again. So thank you very much for coming on TechChef Africa.
Thank you too. I think this is really beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
I think I'm going to put this on my desk.
Oh, thank you very much. God bless you. God bless you. All right, so guys, I just have to eat. But before that, before he wash his hands.
My husband used to prepare this already.
I can just keep it at the back here. All right.
So am I taking the first bite?
Please, I am taking the first
Okay,
bite.
let's go. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
It will definitely be delicious.
See the way
Yeah.
he is praising himself.
Oh, but it will definitely have to be delicious.
Okay.
No two ways.
With
Else
the-
my grandma would disown me.
Grandma, Granny, please don't. With the pepper.
Let me see how it goes. So definitely. It's good.
Brother Kokodia, we all know, say, and I want one taste. But what makes this food taste differently from the regular plantain, ripe plantain taste, is the pepper, the grinded pepper and the granules. And I like this. How much do you think, in terms of budget, will cost anyone who wants to prepare something like this?
Okay, so I think pepper 2 cedis. Granite, I say, yeah, granite you can get 1 cedi. Onion, let's say 1 cedi. Then plantain, It's quite expensive in Accra. So I think I bought just 3 for 5 cedis in my area about 3 days ago. So averagely 10 to 15 cedis.
That's true. And it's very, very nutritious. So
Yeah. No, I just want you to enjoy, you know.
But it's good. It tastes
That's
good.
what a lot of people are going to see when you are praising this. So next time.
It tastes good. You can try it at home and I hope you enjoyed this episode and you like the content, the quality content that we put out there every week, every month. If you do, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and also follow us on our social media handles. And don't forget to hit the notification bell if you indeed love this content that you just watched. See you next week. Bye-bye.